I'm Lisa Fulmer, and I'm here at CHA, the Craft and Hobby Association Winter Show. And I've got Fran from Stampendous who's going to show you some great new products and a really fun technique.
Stampendous has 3 new jumbo flowers, daisy, sunflower, and the poppy. And the ones that have this free template, the orange corner, you get a 2-part template inside. Okay, so the 2-part stencil that comes in the package gives you both the outside window and the inside piece. Line them up like this and write on them so that you know that's the top side. And I added some other pieces to the side to make it a little bit easier to work with. And what I'm going to use first is this outside window. And I'm going to position it off the edge of the card. Even though the stamps are jumbo, you can do a standard size card. And I'm going to take some of the chalk and simply brush into the center. And this is going to give me some highlights. And this is just a quick and easy way to show using all the different parts of the template. Next, I'm going to take my jumbo stamp, and it's on the jumbo handle, which is thin but very lightweight and easy to work with. We're going to ink it up just with the quick drying ink first. And I can see a little bit where my chalk is to line it up, stamp right on top, give it a little bit of extra finger pressure to make sure the large ones will imprint nicely for you. Okay, then I'm going to heat set this just real quick. Okay, so what I wanted to add to this is a part of our new kit. The Encrusted Jewel Kit is the first time we've put together 2 embossing powders and 3 other elements that work together on a color scheme. Each one of the Encrusted Jewel Kits on a color scheme has so much powder. Even though it's the smaller jars, it's a great value. And I wanted to see how many cards I could make from one kit. So I did entire backgrounds like this, and I did a dozen of them. In fact, the last one had the most of the gold sparkles, which were the chunky elements to it. And then that used the entirety of the embossing powders, but I still had more of the other glitter elements. So I did those over tape like you could do for borders, and it made 3 more full sheets of that. So this tells you what incredible value comes in the one kit. The 2 powders are here in the long containers, and then we have mica and color fragments and glass glitter, and it all works together beautifully. In fact, I like to mix it all up. I take a little bit of each of the different ones and put it into another empty container if I want to do this technique where I can just spoon things on. So now I've got this luscious mix, and I'm simply going to sprinkle it onto my card around the center of the poppy and even splash it a little bit out here. Okay, you'll notice I didn't have any glue or anything holding it in place, but this allows me to just move it around with a dry brush. I can open up the center, maybe define a leaf a little bit more just by pushing it around. And I like to add another really interesting element. When the powder is in an open container, I'll find some of the largest granules of the chunky white that's in it, and I'm just going to splash them here and there. And I might even do the same with the aged rose to find some of the gold sparkles and just let that splash around. Okay, and then if you have a little clip tool of some kind, it helps to hold all of this steady. Okay, now the key is that I'm going to heat this from underneath and melt it all together. And this is what I refer to as the encrusted jewel technique. Hold it in one place so that you concentrate the heat until it starts to melt, as you can see there, okay? And then you can move it at whatever rate it melts onto the next area. The thicker it is, the more heat you'll need. But all of these other elements are melting into the embossing powder to give it quite permanent bond and very dramatic effect all at once. We really went wild here with the center. But look at these little droplets. When they melt, there's the little gold bits and the white. They really add a very fun flashy element that you can only do by sprinkling and heating from underneath. Okay, so it should all look shiny if it's been heated enough, and you can do a quick shake test to see if it all connected, which it has. So next I'm going to use the other part of the stencil, or the template, and now I'm going to take the inside piece, line it up again, placing it over the top. Now I'm going to come back with a darker color, and the template covers up the middle of the poppy. I can simply apply direct to paper here and create some really interesting texture all around that edge. And if you want to take some paper towel, you can clean the template and press more of the color into the background at the same time. And there it reveals a very interesting textured pattern. The little raised dots look quite three-dimensional. And now I'm going to take the other part of the stamp design. You have a beautiful leafy pattern. We'll ink this up. So you can see a lot of different ways to make use of the kit, and using the template speeds up a lot of processes, whether you're applying color in or outside the flower design.